The Educators with Darnell Funches, Andrew Frett, and me, Damien Anderson. The Educator starts now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of The Educators about mental health and wellness. Now, you guys know this is a very important conversation that needs to be had all over to the world. And you guys know us by now that we don't shy away from any topics, especially about mental health. So we are dedicating an entire show about it because you guys know I have shared my own experience onto the show, and I'm so very passionate about this seriously. So joining us today is Bry'Neir Seymore and Prince TJ for this very much deep and important conversation. So thanks so much, fellas, for joining us today.
Thank
Now,
you
you
so
got
much for having us back.
absolutely, absolutely, because this is one of the topics that needs to be had. Seriously, we all need to talk about this, especially on, talk shows, especially daytime TV, because it needs to. It really does. And we're gonna hop right in, you guys, because I know you all have seen the news by now, and we was all very shocked by this, seriously, all of us. And I still can't really wrap my head around it. I seriously can't. But Stephen Twitch Boss, you guys, I,
hmm
that really, I don't know. It's just I can't come across that. You guys, he committed suicide, and I can't because we all see his dancing videos, being around his wife. He a very energetic person, very happy, but you guys, he was going through some things that we all didn't know. And that is why it is so very important for all of us to check in with each other because we just never know. We never know. We never know, for instance, Bry'Neir, of what you may be going through, TJ, or even myself, because you guys, you see us all, happy, smiling, this and that, but what's truly going on behind closed doors is what people don't really see. And that is why, again, we got to check in with each other. We seriously do, because it's just, to me, we're losing nowadays so many of our black men, literally so
hmm
many. And that has we got to talk about our issues as black men. We have to. And I'm gonna just hop right in with you guys because I want to hear your guys thoughts of, your opinion of when you guys heard of that news about Twitch. What was going on into your guys' mind? Like, did you at first believe it, or just tell me everything that you guys was going through? I'm gonna start with Bry'Neir. What was going on with you when you heard it?
Yeah. I want to say I was really the mood was the okay mood of that beginning of that day. Because I
Mhm.
remember I was just getting them playing Stevie Wonder songs on my violin on my instrument. You know, um, some Stevie Wonder songs just like "Gotta Have Faith" and I can't remember the other one, but it was some Stevie Wonder songs that really was trying to highlight the mood. It, we're trying to get ourselves together and in situations that we were going through before. So it's kind of cool to play music to get the stress off of big things, right? And then as
Yeah.
soon as I finish playing my piece, as soon as I pack my instrument up, I pull out my phone, open it, and first thing on my phone, Stephen Twitch Boss had passed away. Um, Very sad. Because I still can't believe it. You know what I'm saying? And these guys knows this. When I go back, because I used to like watching. I still do like watching the Ellen videos where they scare Andy and then they do some funny
Right.
stuff with him and all that type of stuff. I kind of look like it's kind of hard to do that now because Twitch is there, and once you watch every video where Twitch is in, it's kind of like Why did it happen? You know, what was going on? You know what I mean? That's what I
Mhm.
think about all the time when I want to move on to watch more Ellen clips and things of the nature. But it surprised me, it shocked everybody. Um, I walked in a classroom. I was like, I told my friend, I'm like, Twitch passed. He was like, what? The same Twitch you up to? Yeah, same one I'm talking about. Then I tell my teacher. My teacher's like, what? The same Twitch? Everybody was so surprised and shocked to hear about Twitch, and it was surprising to
Hmm.
everybody.
Yeah. For me, cause we on this new show called The Joy, we have like our group chat with all the staff and hosting everybody. And one day I was at school. It was actually, what day was that? It was that Wednesday. Um, I got on my phone after a test and I seen Bry'Neir text our group chat, and he said sadly Twitch passed away. I was like, the same Twitch from Ellen, like that Twitch, and I was like, and so I went on Google, and then it said Twitch has sadly died because he committed suicide. I was like, wow, wow, like that was a complete total shock for me. And I did tell a couple of my friends, and they were like, what? Like the same Twitch that we know, the dancer from Ellen. I was like, yeah, yeah. And I think it was just like a shock for everybody because you see that Twitch and his wife and his kids are they're doing all these dancing videos, they're doing having a good time, and you see a Twitch having a smile on his face every single day that he does his videos, and you never know what somebody is going through deep down inside. I mean, you can see what somebody's going through outside of their body, but you don't know what's going on inside. So please spread the positivity, keep the positivity, because you never know what somebody's going through, literally, for real.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And it with me, you guys, when I heard that news, like because I was sitting, I was still in bed, and I was, as I normally do, scrolling through social media, came across it. I was like, it's fake. That's not real. Why? Because people like to do this all the time. And then I was scrolling through more talk. I was like, okay, wait a minute. Is this a dream I having or something? So I went, to, my sources of news that I trust. And they was talk about it as well. It's like, and I just started crying. Like seriously, I just started crying like I never met this man. I never met Twitch, but he all meant something to all of us, seriously. And I was like, he, this doesn't seem real. It doesn't seem real. And he committed
Right.
suicide. I was like, oh my. And I was just immediately thinking about his wife because they just, what, celebrated their ninth
9-year
anniversary.
anniversary.
hmm
Yeah.
I was like,
the
oh,
following Sunday, the day right before he left his home.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I just like, oh, I feel for her, her children, their children
hmm
together, Ellen, everybody who knew him and loved him. I was just, I couldn't believe it. I don't know how I even went through my day because I just every time turn on the TV and then back onto my phone, everybody's just talking about Twitch, and I'm just, this is serious, you guys. This really is. We never know. We never know what somebody's going through, and that's why we got to check in on the people we love. We have to.
Mhm. And he
So
reportedly had a gunshot wound in his head.
yeah,
That's what the thing said. Yeah,
right.
it's good. It's good. It's good that you check on your sources because not every source is credible.
Agree.
Yeah.
Agree. And then I also heard saying that he had left um, a suicide note.
I just
Um,
saw
Mhm.
that. I just saw that.
yeah,
I was looking at TMZ and they were saying that it wasn't about financial things, so they canceled out
right,
financial
right.
stability, cancel all of that. There was nothing financially. It said that it was something that was in his past that was deeply affecting him at the present.
Exactly. Exactly. So, you guys, this is again mental health, mental illness is so real, you guys. And if you or someone you know who is in crisis, you guys, please, you could call 988 to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. And you can also call the network, which was previously known as the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, at 800 273 8255. And you could text home to 741-741 or visit speakingofsuicide.com/resources for any additional resources. And you guys, you will see that onto your screen. So please, if you're struggling, if you know someone who is struggling, give this resources out to them because this will greatly help in my view. So we have to take a break, you guys, and we'll be right back with more of The Educators, mental health and wellness. We'll be right back.
Hey, boss. Okay.
Said I'm fine.
Me to bed, see you in the morning. With the frosted Superman, but it wasn't on it. And we lost it.
You can talk to me.
It's been really, really hard for me.
Thoughts of suicide may feel impossible to overcome, but with help and support, you can find hope and meaning. Call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK to speak to a counselor, or visit suicidepreventionlifeline.org. It's free, it's confidential, it's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And even if it feels like it, you are not alone.
Welcome back to The Educators, a very special episode talking about mental health and wellness. And you guys, we are joined by our special guests, Bry'Neir and Prince TJ. So you guys, we're going to continue and have this conversation because I want to, because you guys know I had already shared my mental health story, my problems with you guys. I'm not going to go on to depth again onto that because I'm really interested to see, because you guys, I'm still getting to know Bry'Neir and TJ. And I just want to know, have any of you guys experienced, any depression, mental, anything, because you guys are students. You guys are current students right now. Bry'Neir, high school senior, TJ, you're in middle school. So I want to, you guys, have you had any thoughts of suicide or, just anything that you would like to share to our audience, and especially in your guys' age range, because this is we got to talk about this with, with teenagers, especially because this is much needed for them to know, why we got to check in on people, why, suicide ending your life is not the answer. You still have a purpose. So I'm going to open it up to any of you guys who want to start it off.
Mhm. Well, me personally, I never dealt with depression or suicide, and not to say like that I'm perfect or anything. There are those days where you're going to be sad and where you're going to be a little down, but that's what, in my opinion, family is there for, to uplift you and bring you joy. Um, but I do know people who dealt with these things, and I want to say that it's no joke. It's no joke. To the people who like to use mental health, depression, suicide as jokes, it's not funny. It's not funny because these are things that real people are dealing with nowadays. Uh, Real people, celebrities, everybody can be dealing with this, so you never know. But no, not me. I have not personally dealt with these issues, but I do know some people.
I can agree with TJ. That there's been moments where sometimes the host of the late night show and all that and a bag of chips and so whatever. Like he may not be all that to even get up and do a late night talk show, but there are moments where people go through this type of information. But I wouldn't say I've been to the extreme like that. No, not me. I don't see myself doing that because I kind of understand the effect that would have and stuff, and multiple reasons of not doing that, and the multiple reasons of how it's going to affect other people. So I kind of don't want to think about that on my end, but I do know people who were on edge of that, and
Hmm.
I think I was a real nice aid to at least thinking about them not doing that because I don't want to see them go through that same effect that I might go through, you know. So I know people, and I understand where you're coming from, TJ. It's not good to joke about mental health nor depression. It's not really funny to deal with because that it's like a whole different ball game. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like you're playing in the World Series and you have no support, just some support, but you have no support, you know, and you're trying to support yourself first before you even try to think about throwing the first pitch. Like
Yeah.
that is a whole different ball game, and I hate that people go through it, but it's kind of common in our community now that we tend to stay
Yeah.
quiet about this type of situations. And I hate that because people think that black people are heard. Um, More so, there's a void. Therapy might not work. You know, thinking it out may not work, or this and that and third. And I think those are kind of stereotypical situations because it doesn't make you run away from the situation because of our people not accepting that situation. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And it's kind of frank. Quite frankly, it's kind of common that it's going on. That's why I want to open up ears for myself to hear other people situations and hear this type of concern, so I can be their voice. They don't have a voice, and not everybody has a voice to speak about mental health. I mean,
Right.
everybody's voice is shy and low, and it's hard to get that out of them. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
it's very important that you show up as a support system, even if you don't go through it. It's always good to support a friend or a family member who's going through it, and it's very important to take care of that. But
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you, TJ, Bry'Neir, and talking about that we as black men, because we was going to talk about this later on, but um, you know, we don't like to open up as black men, share our issues, because we always got to be, very tough. We can't, we're not supposed to cry. We're supposed to be, all, just really, tough enough being, we got to be there for everybody. We can't show our real emotions because if it does, it make us weak as black men. And I'm sick of that narrative of us as black men because we are supposed to, you know, feel whatever we are feeling in that moment. Who cares of what, because to me, if a black man cries, for me, that doesn't make them weak at all. It doesn't. It shows them their true self, that they are vulnerable. They are feeling whatever that they are feeling. And it is okay for us to feel that way. It does. It doesn't make us any other type of way. It really shows that we are not perfect, like none of us are. None
Right.
of us are. And we got to stop that narrative of us as black men because uh, my future of black son, I'm going to teach them, it is okay for you, to feel all these types of emotions whenever. You don't have
Yeah.
to, you need to feel it because if you hold it all in,
That's bad.
it's gonna, yeah, and it's gonna literally destroy you. And you guys know my story. It's gonna literally destroy you. Don't hold it all in. Talk with someone about your issues. Talk with someone that you really trust. Don't go to somebody that who's gonna gossip about this, who's not gonna believe you, who's not gonna listen to you. Find
Right.
somebody. If it's not one of your friends or family, find somebody that you can trust.
Hmm.
Somebody. And if it's not, talk to God because he's the one that created us. So I'm gonna just leave that there. What do you guys think of that? Because we're supposed to feel whatever we need to feel as black men.
Well, the advice that I'd give to somebody that's silently struggling, whether if it's black men, black women, women in general, or men in general. You don't have to live that way. You don't have
Mm-hmm.
to struggle in silence. You can be unsilent. You can live with a mental health condition as long as you open up to somebody about it, because it's really important to share your experience with people so that you can get the help that you need.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, like, get the help that you need. So I think that it was little important for me to say that, because I feel like some people think that they just have to be silent about everything. And as you said, Damien, especially black men, like, I think it is okay. And I don't think this is only black men. I think another problem is black families in general. They don't like expressing their feelings with each other. And I think that it is very important. And I had this discussion with my family. We all had a sit down talk about the situation. And now that we communicate, but it was a problem in the past because we weren't communicating. We didn't like to share our feelings, our thoughts, or whatever the case may be, because we will be considered as weak. But I think that it does not make you even less weak or more stronger to share your feelings, to share what you're going through on the inside. I don't think that there's a problem with that
I,
at
I,
all.
I can agree with TJ on that because
Yeah.
it takes a lot of us to even to be honest, it takes me a lot to open up to people myself. It takes
Hmm.
myself a lot to
Yeah.
open up to people because I feel that if I open up to people in general, I don't know how they're gonna accept that information or how they're going to approve that information and at least try to help me with the information. You know what I mean? But I kind of understand where you're coming from because people say all the time, you say your real feelings and this and that, you weak and do this and that, and weakling for crying and all. No, that's not. It's human emotions, and it doesn't defy you how you express your human emotions.
Right,
It doesn't
right.
defy you. It doesn't terminate. It doesn't put a void or determination on how you are. Oh, you're punking now because you're crying and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
And I
I
know I know we're running out of time on this, but I have to say that I found that with depression, one of the most important things that you can realize is that you're not alone.
you're
Literally,
not.
like, there's multiple people going through probably the same struggles that you're going through, and you're not the first to go through it, and you're not going to be the last to go through it.
Mm-mm.
So speak out to somebody now while you can.
Mhm.
Reach out to the numbers in the website that Damien gave you prior in the show. So please get help whenever you can, and whenever you need, get help.
Yep.
absolutely.
We need you to do that because we cannot see no more stories about this. No
No.
more.
No, because seriously, if I hear, sadly, there is going to be another story up to this of someone. But if I see
Mhm.
another one up to it,
Sadly.
I don't know, you guys. Like, I'm really thinking over here, and we're probably going to talk about this
Yeah.
into our next segment. But I'm thinking about of changing my whole career around, because this is something that needs to be. It's an issue. It is a problem, and no one, nobody. I know that, and we're going to talk about it into our next segment. But this world that we are living in, some people just can't take it. They really cannot,
Hmm.
and that really saddens me, because we know that this world is not perfect. If it will ever get perfect, into our time or into future generations, whenever. But some people just literally can't take it, of being here, of feeling, the world pressure all onto them, and they just like, I can't deal with this more. Peace out.
And
I'm gone.
that's what I have to say to those haters out there who be in those celebrity comments, saying mean things and just being hateful all around in general. Stop, stop, stop the
Please
negativity.
stop.
Because right now in this world, right now, we don't need all these negative thoughts, all these negative perspectives, like opinions. Like, just leave it alone. If you don't have anything nice to say, please do not say it at all. At all.
And then as soon as you know it,
Yes,
all them negative thoughts and opinions, they're gonna keep adding up to a bigger bag that you can't hold no more. You know?
Right. Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you guys, we're going to continue on talking about this. But again, you guys, you just never know what people are struggling with, seriously, or are going through. So please hug your loved ones, be there for them, and call your friends. Reach out to people in need, seriously. And if you or someone you know who is in crisis, please, you guys, please call 988, that number, or the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK. They have all the resources for you guys there. So please, just if you know someone, reach out to them ASAP as soon as possible. So we have to take a break, and we'll be right back with more of the educators, mental health, and wellness. So stay right there.
Supervisor called me and she said, "Where are you?" And I said, "Oh, I'm a couple miles up the road." And she said, "Don't go anywhere." She met me in the driveway and she said, "Here's a vat of chicken soup. I know none of you are eating or sleeping. This will help sustain you. It has all the food groups." And literally that's all we were able to choke down that first week. So if your community has been affected by suicide, be the one to show that kind of compassion to the people who are grieving. Show up, listen, and bring chicken soup.
Man, it's lonely. Like, going through life lonely.
There is the therapeutic aspect of music, just expressing how you feel. I'm going to talk to Howie about his feelings, make it into a song.
Welcome back, you all, to a very special episode of The Educators, Mental Health and Wellness. And we are here by our special guests, Bry'Neir and TJ. So we're going to keep on talking, you guys, because I want to really, for us to talk about this here, and we talk a little bit about it into our last segment. So someone posts about this, the day after Twitch had passed. And this person said that yesterday was a reminder that you never know what someone's going through. As someone who has to turn it on for the camera all the time, it's easy for me to look like life is great, all while being depressed and stressed. Life can be hard, y'all. So don't compare your life or journey to anyone else, because you truly don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So let's spread some love and kindness today, not just to friends and family, but strangers too. I can't guarantee that it will do anything, but I also don't think it hurts to be kind. You never know who might need it in that moment. I love y'all. So let's talk about that, because we all know I love Ellen talk show. I did. And she always says in every episode at the end, be kind to one another. That is what we need, you guys, right now into this world. Why, in your guys' opinion, us as humans, as Americans, we cannot do that? We cannot be kind to each other. We cannot love each other. We have hatred towards each other. Do you guys ever think that we will ever get to a place of to where everybody, we all come together, loving each other, being friendly, being kind? Do you guys ever see that in your guys' future or in future generations coming up?
I'm gonna just say this. I wish, I hope, but I don't think so. I just think that there's just too much hatred towards one another. There's just too much thoughts that this is a competition instead of living the life that you want to live. I think that
Mhm.
there's just too much of hate, of negativity. Uh, I don't think that we'll come together as one and give each other nice, kind words, respectful words. There just has to be that one person or two or five or 10 or 20 just to mess that up for us. Just to say, ugh, I don't like your hair, or I don't like your shoes, or there just has to be one negative comment, about somebody. So I wish and I really do hope for our future generations and our future, but for right now, mm.
I'm with you, Bry'Neir. What about you? Because I have something that I would like to mention, and it's probably going to shock you guys. But Bry'Neir,
I I kind of contrast and I kind of agree and contrast with that statement because I've seen people. It takes people a long time to warm up to themselves and to be respectful
mhm,
because new environment, new beginnings, new challenges being faced. It takes a minute for you to kind of get that and roll with it. You know what I mean? It takes a minute for that. And to certain people, I know, but for me, I want to see it, but I don't expect to see it overnight because it's going to take a long time for people to open up and love one another. Because to be honest with you, we are in a world where hate is being acknowledged and built up by multiple people, regardless of what race you are, what gender you are, what values you celebrate, what spiritual religious practices you practice. It takes a lot to for people to have hatred in their heart to provide that onto you, and that's really what it means about you know the hatred and stuff that affects you that will live on and on and on and cause you to have a certain amount of torture slash pain up inside you that you don't know how to solve. It's just scary, and it takes a toll on many people. So I wish people can be kind to one another, as the good book says, and as everybody else say, please be kind to one another because can't afford to see more people go through this. We cannot afford that. That's why we
Yeah,
have that's why we have talk shows to
we
lighten
can't
up.
we can't afford to see people go through this, but sadly, I have to say we have to, regardless with what's going on, because there's just those people who like just hatred for no reason, like to be negative for no reason, and sadly, we're gonna have to see these headlines of, oh, this person committed suicide, or this person did this and this, and we're gonna have to see that. But
And it's
Jamie,
sad, sad to
yeah,
see people. That it really is because
it is. Yeah, it
you
is
wish
sad.
you were there to prevent it. And
Hmm.
yeah,
yeah, I agree with you guys. I really do, and especially because I don't want to see, our students have to go through this to where they
mm,
can't take it anymore. They had to commit suicide. I don't want to see nobody, and especially students. I just don't. Now, you guys, I'm going to say something again onto the show that you guys probably going to have lots to say with me onto this, but I strongly believe this because I had, went back and forth with to this, but this is just what I believe is right. You guys don't have to agree with me, but I'm just going to say it. But these kinds of people, who are hatred, who don't have love into their heart, who go out and try to destroy somebody else's life.
They don't have one.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say this. Those types of people, they should not even exist onto this earth. They should not. We should not have these kinds of people into walking around this lovely earth that we are walking around on. And it's just, I don't got time for people like that. Every minute, every second, every day, we see these same people who just have no dignity for others. They have no respect for anybody, not even themselves. And I'm sorry, but they should not exist at all. Like, why are you living? What's the purpose of you being here? I'm gonna just leave it
Okay,
at that. I'm gonna just leave
I
it at
have to
that.
say that I'm 50-50 with you, Damien. Like, okay, I agree, and at the same time, I disagree.
And that's
I
fine.
let me explain my disagree first. I think that for some people, hatred and negativity only uplifts some people. It gives people the courage to keep on moving. That right there is some people's what's the word that I'm looking for? That's some people's they're looking forward to that negativity. So it uplifts them so it can only make them do better. But I agree on that because there's just some people out there who can't take that negativity, who just doesn't even like to touch negativity. So I can agree and disagree on that. So yeah.
Bry'Neir, what do you think? Be honest.
50-50 as well. Here's why. Because I know people be on the ish a lot, and they are not the loving people we expect them to be. But I feel like that shouldn't be a reason for us to let ourselves down. I feel like there shouldn't be a reason for us to entertain that. You know what I mean? Like that's the challenge of us. The challenge is to notice it, see it, but don't pay attention to it. You know what I mean? Because why pay attention to so much hatred when you know you're doing what you love to do? You know
Well,
how
that's the
you
when
wake
I
up.
go back to when I said some people can't take all that negativity in.
Right, right,
Some people just go with one thing they hear and then take that and then
yeah,
boom,
yeah.
depression and then
But
boom,
but
suicide.
but negativity, period, should not be acknowledged or entertained. Period.
Right. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
Like it shouldn't
absolutely.
be entertained at all. Like
Right.
don't sit here entertain that and try to bring people down. Because what reason? I always ask people this question, and please tell me if it makes sense. What is the reason for this? What is your motive? What is your go plan for this? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
what is your plan to? Do you think I made the joke of the day? I think I attacked somebody and said, "Is that the joke of the day? Did I win? Did I win my prize?"
Right. Like what? It doesn't make any sense to me.
But
And
people are people. I don't
yeah.
want to say I don't want to say they don't know they don't need to exist because people been put here for a reason. I feel like their reason has not got onto them as yet as they needed to.
Right.
Because I feel like it's always a gift to be alive on this earth, regardless of how nice you are, how mean you are, how justified you are, how judgeable you are. You know, but I wouldn't want
Yeah.
to cancel those people out because sometimes the people can change. Now, sometimes those people can be the inspiration on how you can change. If you
Right.
see that person, they look at this person like, "Look, person, you person, I don't like how this going. I don't want to move on like that. I want to change I want to change my actions. I want to help you change your actions, or you can help them change their actions as well." My thing is, I don't want to cancel them out and say they don't have to exist. They've been put here for a reason. You know what I mean?
And I want to
If you're put here for a reason, then you have to buy for that reason you've been put here. And I
yeah.
feel like the people who are doing the mean and the hatred and the negative, I feel that they have not seen that reason why they're here yet. They have not fully justified the reason.
And I want to use an example of us crediting negativity, crediting stupidiness. When in 2016, when people elected former President Donald,
Oh, mm,
it just shows that how much of our country is just it shows how much of our country supports that negative stuff, supports that
sad.
stupidity. It
And then,
is
and
sad.
then,
That,
and then the
that's
repeat, and then the repeat from 2020 and 2021, the insurrection, that was all on negativity.
Right.
I'm being honest, that was negativity all the
It's
way
just-
through. Like who tells their people, who tells the supporters to go and
riot
attack
the
a
Capitol.
building that's
Really?
not been attacked in 100 some odd years? What is wrong? What is in the right mind that you want to do that? Hey, this is not a political show. This is an education show. Let me stop talking.
Yeah, but I just had to bring that example up because
No,
that doesn't make
yeah.
it. That shows how I don't want to say how stupid our country is, but
This
that
shows
just
how
shows
pathetic. This shows how childish our country may be. It shows how this shows how justifiable our country may be. This shows how we can quickly come to conclusion and start judging each other.
right. And look what
Agreed.
happened to America. Everybody wanted him in office, and then as soon as 2020 hit, everybody wanted him out of office. So look how our country look how our country minds are. Like I don't know. Just
it's kind of it's just kidding me.
No, yeah, it doesn't make sense to me of how many millions of people support that kind of that crap, but it is what it is. Seriously, it is what it is. You guys know how I feel about that man. So, but it's
you don't know
just
how you feel about him. You also watch the recent episode of my show. When I talk about him, you should hear him in the audience. Loser! Pathetic loser!
Loser.
Exactly. Exactly. It's just I can't stand that man. I really can't. But I'm sorry. Sorry.
Right here with you.
But yeah, but going back to what I had to say to you guys, I'll let you guys, like, we can agree to disagree. Seriously, we can. I heard what you guys had to say, and that's, that's fine, because I don't want, people, to understand of how I feel. This is just how I feel, you guys. You may not, agree with me, but that's fine. You have other, opinions, that's fine. But I'm just sharing, of what I feel. That's just with me only. And probably somebody does feel what I feel. That's totally fine. It really does.
And that's what this show is here for.
Yeah. Different. Absolutely.
Have a cordial conversation. Unlike what Donald Trump can't have. Cordial conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. So.
A lot of kids who see me see the life that an artist lives and the touring that we do and the music that we make, and see this career that we have is super fun, and there's no way you could be sad or mad or depressed about anything. But, I deal with the same issues as well. Taking care of yourself and making sure you don't always feel alone is kind of the most important part. What you really need is a friend. Kind of just recharges your soul in a way. Anytime my friends kind of beat around the bush about stuff, I like to call them out on it. If you feel something in your gut, if you feel something's wrong, you should talk to them about that. I know it may seem awkward and difficult to reach out to a friend who's struggling with mental health, but the best thing you can do is be a friend. Start the conversation and learn more at seizetheawkward.org.
Growing up, my whole life, I was always dealing with a lot going on at the same time. So I didn't really know how to handle life, school, football, relationships. But once I got to college, I was diagnosed with anxiety and depression. There was times where, I would be fearful about things that I had no control over. I was able to talk to a psychiatrist who was able to prescribe me with anxiety medicine that since then, I've taken every day. With medicine, as well as therapy, as well as being more open, kind of helped me gain more control over my actions in my life.
Fires it deep downfield. He's got a man out there. That's DJ Chark. What a catch made by DJ Chark.
A guy that you can count on, and he makes a big catch.
Positive mental health to me means freedom, being able to think with a clear mind, act with a clear mind. It helps with communication and not being able to make decisions under stress. To stay mentally healthy, I love to spend time with my loved ones and my family. Being able to go home, spend time with my wife, being able to go home, and I have 2 dogs. I go home and deal with them.
Touchdown in the corner of the end zone, Chark attack.
If you're struggling with mental health, just know you're not the only one. Just know everyone in this world deals with something. It's okay to speak and ask for help, because once you get help, the feeling of being in control of your life, no one can take that from you.
Quarterback Caleb Williams, he announced last week that he is making a move from Oklahoma to the University of Southern California.
Videos, he's in a USC uniform, but finally it's official.
When the stadium lights are dimmed, when the cameras stop flashing, when the pads are off, the pressure sinks in and it's just me in a world of expectation. Nobody can carry that alone. I went to college on my first year and I actually was taking 11 classes or 10 classes, one or the other. I wasn't in the position that I wanted to be, which was actually on the field and playing, because I didn't play the first half of the season. And so when that happened, it was probably one of the more tougher times in my life. And I was actually a meme last year. On one occasion was good and one occasion was not so good. One occasion was Texas, and where we won, and then the other occasion was where we lost to Oklahoma State. And the sad moment, I kind of turned off social media, Twitter, Instagram, anything like that, and focus on, like I said, what I like to do, and then my support system, my team, my teammates, and then what I mean by my support system is my either close friends, really close friends, my family members, or my mentors that have been there and know me. Pressure doesn't have to be carried alone. What if we came together as a team? Embrace talking openly about our mental health.
If we reached out, checked in.
Seize the awkward.
Imagine what we could do.
I start the conversation about a friend's mental health by simply asking them, how are you doing? Whether that's a text, a phone call, or even in person. And if I get that canned, I'm good response, I sit there patiently, look them in the eye and say, bro or sis, like, how are you really doing? And typically they open up and allow me in their corner, and I sit there and listen to them and affirm who they are in the circumstance, that no matter what's going on, no matter what's happening, they're gonna get through it.
I feel great being supported. It's almost like when you take a deep breath in and you're holding it and all these pressures just surround you. But then when you have a friend in your corner, you can take that exhale, that breath out, and know that the weight's lifted off of your shoulders. So at the end of the day, I want to be there for someone else because I know what it's like to feel alone. So just know.
If you want to talk,
I'm here.
I'm here.
We're a team.
To learn more about getting the conversation started, visit seizetheawkward.org.
We're going to, you guys, okay, I want to talk about this before we wrap up today. What are some ways, you guys, that you take care of your mental health, your wellness? Is there something, a routine that you guys do? You like go for a walk, you meditate, write in your journal. What are some things that you do, you guys, to stay on the right track, if possible? Let me start with TJ.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a real good one. Some things that I do to keep my mind, my mental stable. I listen to music. I don't be, so I used to really be on social media so much, but now I'm really spending time, I'm really learning to not be on social media so much, because social media, again, also as well can be overwhelming. I pray in the mornings and before I go to sleep. And I just eat. I eat to get my mind off things. And I like communicating to family, talking to my family down in Florida, or talking to my family that lives with me here, having a good laugh, watching comedy shows, watching late night shows, watching daytime talk shows, and there's just a lot of things that I do to keep me happy, or to keep my mental like right on that line. So
Right.
that's what I do.
That's good. That's good. What about you, Bry'Neir? What do you do?
For me, I tend to listen to music. I tend to, run my 11,000 businesses I got. Because I'm everywhere. Either I'm in school, either I'm doing college stuff, either I'm doing college applications, college prep, talk shows, late night show, running TV networks. I'm kind of busy, but for me, I like to listen to music. I love to spend time and watching TV, and I write movies, I write TV
Yeah.
shows, I write. I love
He writes
doing
good and quick.
I do, because my mind it just makes me want to sit down and write something. Because writing gets me fine. And
It
I
shows.
just love going and filming and doing production type stuff. That's kind of my
Yeah.
jazz and things. And I love sleep.
Oh, can't forget about sleep now.
This is my bed. Like this is my office, ladies and gentlemen. I have a bed in my office here at the studio, and I woke up from here and moved here to do the educator. So,
Can't go wrong with a little
can't,
sleep.
can't go
Everybody
wrong.
need a
Can't,
little
can't go
sleep.
wrong with a little sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep is healthy for the mind, body, and spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Scientifically proven. But
Right.
one other thing I love to do is I love to help other people. Because if I feel like if I can help people, make people
Yeah.
smile, that always helps me get my high. Give me a high.
And you do a great job at doing that. So I just want to give you your flowers. Yeah. You do a great job at making people smile and laugh.
Absolutely.
I try.
Yeah, you sure do. Yeah, you sure do, because you guys know that, and also Coach D, he said that this season that he is really going to try to make me laugh, because as you guys can tell, I don't laugh. I don't. In every episode you see, you guys, I have that look. I have that look. Go back and watch past episodes. Go look. When we're having, whenever we're having, like whenever Andrew or Coach D, they're talking about something that they did over the weekend or something, whatever, you guys just look at my face. Just look at it. I'm interested. Seriously, I'm interested. But I just have that face in whatever it is. We can have a serious, a funny conversation. I just have that look. I can't help it. Yeah, I can't help it, but I am interested. And they be like, Damien, why are you making that face?
Right.
I'm sorry, I can't help it. I just have that face. I enjoy your story. I did, but I just have that look.
I'm gonna give a little hint.
He's like, I enjoy your story so much. I did, but my face doesn't agree with the situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I'm gonna give y'all a little hint. Be sure to watch The Joy in January. Because I don't want to spoil nothing, but
it's a real
good test season.
Wait a minute, when is this airing?
This is our first episode in January. So you guys, The Joy premieres this month. This is January. This is the January 4th. This is the January 4th episode.
Oh, okay.
Well, y'all got another week or two to watch Joy. Don't worry, y'all got another week or two.
Yeah. 2 weeks, y'all. 2 weeks.
Y'all watching another week or two.
Yeah.
Watch Joy. It's really funny too.
It is. You guys, they had you. I don't want to spoil this either, but you guys, I spill so much onto that show that I wish. There's just one thing that shocked everybody. You guys will see of what I'm talking about. Seriously, it shocked everybody who works on that show. Seriously,
and it may shock you, so please watch.
Oh my gosh!
Trust me.
Mondays and Fridays.
Listen. Educators Damien versus The Joy Damien is two different Damiens.
It is. Oh my gosh! It is.
It's two different Damiens. Y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna see.
The one in series. She's like, "Hello and welcome to the Educators. I love teaching. Teaching my passion." And then The Joy. Oh my God, TJ, please stop doing it. TJ, stop coming in here. TJ, please.
You guys will see that. You will see that. Oh my gosh, because you guys.
It's a good time though.
It is, you
I
guys.
be peacefully doing my job out of nowhere. TJ be calling me up to the stage like I'm.
Oh my gosh, it is, you guys.
I'm like, how's this working?
Oh gosh, I really do. I have a really great time with them, but you guys, but sometimes they can get on my last nerves. They can. They can because I told them, you guys.
No. Who is we? What's that? Who is we?
You guys, I told them that I'm professional at doing this. I am. But they're trying to tell me I'm good. I know what I'm doing. I don't need no help from them. So
y'all just need to watch. Y'all gonna see what we talk about.
There was one time where we were trying to move on from a segment.
Right.
I kept on laughing.
Right.
He fussed at me. Right. He's like, Bry'Neir, get your ish together. Get your ish together, Bry'Neir. Get your ish together. Get it together, Bry'Neir. We're trying to film a show. I'm trying to concentrate.
But you can't say that filming the joy is it's like a family talk show. Like, we all get along, we all have a good laugh, and it's just so much fun. So please be sure to watch this January 16th. Hopefully prayers we get picked up. So yeah.
Oh, it will.
Sorry for that little promotion, but
it's fine. It will. Okay.
Get some ratings up.
We need them.
Oh my gosh, I really did needed this today. I really did. So you guys, thanks for you guys. Thanks. But going back onto that serious, you guys, seriously, this was a much needed and important conversation. I'm so glad that Bry'Neir and TJ, you guys came and talked about this and also share from a student perspective as well, because this is our students. This needs, and I'm going to make sure when I become a teacher that we need to talk about mental health into our schools, because we got to check up on our students, you guys. Seriously, we got to, because they come into the classroom, one way, but we don't know what, happens in their own homes. If they go home after school, we don't know their story, you guys. We don't know. So always got to check up on people. Yes. So again, if you or someone you know who is in crisis, please call 988, you guys, or the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK, or contact the crisis text line by texting TALK to 741-741. They have so many resources for you guys, so please use it, and reach out to those people that you know. So this is all the time we have for today. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining this very special episode of The Educators.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
2023, baby.
Yes, we are in 2023, and yes, we're
New year, new you.
Absolutely. Say that again. Yes, absolutely.
New year, new you. Take advantage. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, yes. So thanks, you guys, for joining The Educators, Mental Health and Wellness, and we will see you guys right back here next time on The Educators. So until then, you guys should know my catchphrase. I say in every episode: take care of yourself, be blessed, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.